Hi everybody, welcome to Right to the Top. I'm Adam. In today's video, I'm going to continue my discussion about collocations with prepositions. So in a previous video, I talked about in, on, and at, and what collocations are and how you need to basically study which collocations, which prepositions go with which words and what these little groups mean. So today, I'm going to give you 10 more collocations, and we're going to look at the preposition on. At the end, I'm going to give you a list of more that you can look up and study on your own. But we're going to look at these 10, and then I'll give you one comparison with in, on, at, and a collocation, okay? So again, a quick review. When do we use on as a function word? Again, time and place, on a specific day or date. On Thursday, on New Year's Eve, on the 15th of March, okay? Place, on the corner, on the third floor, on the roof. Basically on top of something. In the place, you're talking about on. But those are the function words. We're going to look today at these collocations that have different meanings that are not one of these functions. And we're going to start with on board and on purpose. So on board has a couple of meanings. One is when you get on one of these big vehicles, bus, train, plane, ship, etc. When you get on them, you're on board. To board means to get on. When you're inside already, you're on board. And it can also mean to agree. Okay, so if you agree with someone or with something like a policy, if you agree to be involved, then you're on board. On purpose means intentionally. So the opposite of accidental. You meant to do it, you had intention and motivation. So let's look at examples. If renewable energy companies get more government agencies on board to invest in the infrastructure, the entire economy will benefit. If these companies can convince the government agencies to invest, to agree to invest in the infrastructure, everybody benefits on board. Unfortunately, no pets are allowed on board the bus. So if you have a pet, even if it's in a crate, you can put it underneath with the luggage or take a taxi, etc. No pets on board the bus, inside the bus. It was clear, now we're looking at on purpose. It was clear that the damage to the school was done on purpose, not as an accidental result of children's play as the alleged vandals claim. So the vandals came and they spray painted, maybe they broke some windows. It's very clear that this was done on purpose. Somebody meant to do this. They intended to do this. They wanted to do this. It wasn't an accident. It was done on purpose. On behalf of, or on track for, on track to. Okay? Different combinations of collocations. On behalf of, basically when you're doing something for someone else. That person can't do it, so you do it for them, in their place. On track means basically on the way to. There's a path and there's a goal and you're on your way to that goal. On track means you're getting there. On track for followed by the target. On track to the target or to a verb. Both okay. Both possible, I should say. The lawyers submitted the proposal for the takeover on behalf of their clients. So you have two big companies. One company wants to take over another one, wants to buy them out. Of course, you're not going to have the owners talking back and forth. This is big business, a lot of legal issues, a lot of paperwork. So you hire lawyers and they take care of all the paperwork on your behalf, on behalf of the clients. Notice I said on your behalf. That's another way to do it. You don't have to use of. And then on track. So modern athletes, today's athletes, are on track to surpass. So I'm using to with a verb. They're on the way to surpass all the records of their elder peers. So all the athletes of 10, 20, 50 years ago set records in their sports. Modern athletes are bigger, stronger, faster, so they're on track. That means they're on their way to this target, which is to basically surpass all the records. The target doesn't have to be something that you set. It could be something that's inevitable. It's there, and the way you're going, you're on track to hit it, whether you want to or not. In fact, there is one college player already on track for a Hall of Fame career. This guy is so good that even though he's still in college, people already understand that once he becomes professional, he will be in the Hall of Fame, like one of the greatest players. Again, to, verb, for, followed by noun. That's a different video entirely. The company's plans to streamline production is right on track. It means going as planned. This is what they wanted to do. This is the date they wanted to do it by. Everything is working according to the plan. It's on track. On guard basically means you're always aware, you're protecting yourself, you're keeping your eyes and ears open. On guard against means you're looking for something that could be dangerous to you or something that could work against you, and you're prepared for it. On account of or on no account. These are a little bit different. Actually, they're quite different. They're not really related, but I have the word account in two of them, so I put them together. On account of basically means because or for the reason of. Same idea. On no account means no way, but under no circumstances. This should not happen. Something should not happen. A solo traveler must always be on guard when traveling in a new place. So if you're traveling by yourself, you're in a new place, you don't know anybody or anything, always be on guard. Look for thieves, look for something dangerous, look for anything that could be that could hurt you, basically. Always be on guard, always look out. Those new to the stock market should be on guard against biased advice. So if you're starting to invest your money in the stock market, and you're reading all kinds of different articles online to try to get advice about which company to invest in, what's a good share, what's a good stock, what's a good anything. Be careful that a lot of these articles you're reading are paid for by companies who want you to invest. So the information is a little bit biased. Biased means somebody has a very clear side they're taking and an agenda they're working. Be on guard against. Just be aware that somebody's trying to convince you of something you shouldn't be convinced of. Now, most people who fail this test do so on account of their lack of preparation. So why do most people fail? Because they didn't prepare. Most people fail on account of a lack of preparation. That's the cause and effect. That's on no account. On account of. On no account should children be left alone in a vehicle for any length of time. Now, if you watch my video about inversion, you'll realize that I've inverted the verb and the subject because I begin with essentially a negative. The first word is not negative, but the second one is. The whole expression, the whole collocation has a negative meaning, and that's why I inverted. On no account should children be left alone in a vehicle for any length of time. Under no circumstances. Or, children should never be left alone in a car, etc. That's what this means. Never, under no circumstances, don't let it happen. On demand. Now, I'm sure a lot of you know this because maybe you download movies on demand or music on demand. Basically on demand when necessary, when required, especially in business and manufacturing. On schedule means there was a schedule for completion of a project. If it's on schedule, it means it will be finished according to the original schedule. On budget for the price originally quoted. These days, most companies do not store supplies in their factories, but rather have them shipped on demand. I need this many pieces of the equipment. I call a supplier. The next day, they're there. I put them in. I move on. I don't store them. I order them on demand. To the relief of the investors, the building is set to be completed on schedule, basically means on time, and on budget, means according to the original cost quoted. Okay? Oh, okay, almost done there. On good or bad terms, basically in a good way or in a bad way, positively, negatively. On the whole basically means generally. And you can say, if you want to look at the opposite, then you would say in part. On the whole, in part is a little bit more specific part of it, but that's a different preposition, so not in this list of collocations. So on good terms, bad terms, positive, negative. A person who decides to leave a company should do so on good terms. Should his employer call for a reference, this will be rewarded. So when you leave your job, you can, go into the boss's office and yell at him and swear at him and maybe throw things around, but you will never be able to ask him or her for a reference. You will never be able to go back to work in that company as long as that person is there. If you go look for a new job and that new company calls your old boss to find out what kind of a worker you are, you will not get a very pleasant description of yourself from that boss, and you'll probably lose that other job. Don't leave on bad terms. Always make sure to leave on good terms, on friendly relations for future consideration. There's an actually expression, don't burn your bridges. That's the idiom, so I'll explain that another time. The film critics' review of the movie was, on the whole, very negative. So as soon as you see on the whole, so he saw the movie and mostly he said it's not good. Most of the movie is not good. He did give a positive review in part to the acting. So a specific part of it, in part, to the acting. So those are the 10. Here's a list of more. Notice I have preposition, collocations, but I also have a few with verbs. Make sure you study the verb ones as well. Don't forget the phrasal verbs that can change meaning. And as I did with the last video, I'll give you a specific look at the differences. Based on, based in, or based at, which are a little bit similar. So if something is based on something else, that means that it follows from that. So you have a premise and then you can have a conclusion. You have a fact and then you can build theories on the fact. You can do all kinds of things. You have a foundation and then you build on top of that. So whatever is on top is based on the foundation. Okay? The report is based on rumors, not facts, and is therefore questionable. So this report, the foundation, is rumors. So you can't really trust it very much. Based in, based at means to basically be located somewhere. Okay? But permanently, not moving around. So have the main location be in this place or to be located in this place. The company's headquarters are based in New York. So it's a big international company, but the main office where the president or the CEO works is in New York. The military's top brass are based at the Pentagon. So the people are located in this place. Okay, that's where they work. They're not all over the world. They're not in different military compounds, etc. Based on, based in, based at. Make sure you know the differences because one small word, like a preposition, can change the entire meaning of a sentence. And if that happens, your entire sentence falls apart. Maybe the sentence before and after don't work. Your whole paragraph could fall apart. Prepositions are very, very important. And after articles, and the, prepositions are the most common mistake I see on IELTS and TOEFL essays. If you're not sure about the prepositions, you're not sure how to use them, study them, and especially collocations, okay? Now, if you have any questions about this video, please ask me in the YouTube comment section. And if you like the video, give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and keep your eye out for the collocations with at, which are also coming soon, okay? See you then. Bye-bye.